Well, we are now getting ready to submit our self-directed projects, and that's very exciting. Some of you are doing some very interesting projects, and others of you, I'm not sure what your projects are, and I'm sure they are also very interesting. But let's just step back and talk just for a moment about last week and the Leading Learning Perspectives papers that we spent the week talking about, and I spent the week reading. I just have posted them back to you, and I have to admit that I'm just a little bit disappointed that some of you, did not attend more closely to the rubric and looking at assumptions, and specifically at meaning perspectives, and talking very specifically about them. And some of the papers were really more generic, talking about leadership as a construct as opposed to your own leadership, and very specific to your own leadership, and even looking at exploring assumptions and how those assumptions, through the exploration, through the reflection and even reflexivity, thinking about how you think about your what you do. So wondering to yourself, why do I think that way? That's reflexivity, as opposed, that goes beyond reflecting on a topic. And so I was looking at really exploring, pulling the string to that level, so that we might have perspectives that change and could talk to that. Things that were somewhat transformational. And many of us did, and some did not. And so just wanted to bring that up to just say that that the rubric was, in some cases, not as much the focus as perhaps leadership in general was. So we'll see, looking at the self-directed learning projects, and these are going to be very different from each other. As a matter of fact, I've got we've got the presentations, and I think that we have made those so that they're not just in your, so there's going to be a forum where you can all have access to, if you wish to. So go ahead and plan to post your self-directed project presentations to share with everyone in the class, as we did with the career roadmaps earlier, the first draft of them. And then we'll also have conversation about the self-directed learning projects in our own forum. So I'm going to check on that to be sure that I have both of those forums set up for you. And then, and so this is really an opportunity for us to spend the week talking about those self-directed learning projects and showcasing them and learning from each other. There were very few expectations for this particular project. The big expectation is that you learn something new and that you are self-directed in your approach, and talk about what your approach was and how you explored it in a self-directed way. So that's really the focus of this project. I'm sure they're fabulous. And then we'll talk about play in our Metagogy forum. And at the end of the week, by golly, it's going to be time for us to submit once again our final career roadmap. So we are really getting down to the end of the course, and so this is the third from the last week. Then the career roadmap project presentations, which will feature for next week. That's the week before the end week, and then we will have reflections. And that's it. That's where we are. We have really gotten to this point. So I'm looking forward to your self-directed learning projects and the presentations that you share of them. With that, let's have a great week.